Hey guys, it's Survivor Nomad and I'm back with another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about when narcissists take over. Narcissists have a reputation for being controlling, domineering, abusive, lots of psychological and emotional abuse, okay? And sometimes these characteristics come in a person who has great power, okay? And right now I'm thinking of power in terms of social power, power in terms of things like superstardom or highly prestigious jobs. And these type of narcissists, without naming anyone in particular, I will here in a second, but right now I'm not. When it comes to high-powered jobs, these type of narcissists can wreak havoc on people's lives, specifically those who are working under them in some sort of fashion, okay? So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about when narcissists are taking over, and pretty much narcissism is increasing and it is just rampant in our society right now. And I don't mean in the general sense of narcissism when you're just talking about somebody being rude or being a jerk. I'm talking about people who are set on ruining others' lives. So let me just clarify something here. I have no personal vendetta against anyone. My object is to bring truth to my viewers and to help my viewers to recover. That is my goal, okay? So I want to talk right now, and I'm just putting that out there because there are going to be some people that are going to disagree with me, but I want to talk about R. Kelly, okay? R. Kelly is somebody who is very successful. He has been one of my favorite artists of all time. Now, I do have quite a few favorite artists because I have a real love for music, but he has been one of my favorites for many, many, many years. So I don't take lightly what I'm about to say, and I still love R. Kelly as a person. I still love R. Kelly as a musical genius, because he is that. There's no denying it. I still love R. Kelly for the man that he is, because what he's done is separated from who he is. It is a behavior. It's something that he's engaged in, okay? If that. And I'm not in any way wanting to try to change you guys' minds about how you feel about R. Kelly, but I'm just using R. Kelly as an example because R. Kelly happens to be a very, very powerful man in the sense that he was a superstar and people loved him, myself included. I would go to his shows. I would go to his after parties. I loved R. Kelly. I loved R. Kelly like you love whoever your favorite artist is. That's how much I loved R. Kelly. And I respected him for what he was. And that was a musical genius. And like I said, that cannot be denied. But I also want to point out that the river has thawed too, guys. Look at that. Sorry to completely change subjects here, but I did a video a few weeks ago and this was frozen. And now it is just running. It's unbelievable. It's heated up here. So anyway, so R. Kelly has a show on Netflix. You guys know I'm talking about different shows. I'm trying to include some television into my narcissism videos. And it talks about his issue with, you guys know he was involved in child pornography and he was in a lot of trouble for that. And one thing I want you guys to take from this, I want my viewers to be able to pick out behaviors. A lot of us are asking the question, how do I know I'm dealing with a narcissist? How do I know? A lot of victims want to be able to avoid these types of people. We want to be able to see them coming. We want to know them immediately. Sometimes that is not possible. You all know, if you've experienced narcissistic abuse, they start out very normal acting almost in the beginning, and they are very manipulative. They are charismatic. They make you like them. Sometimes they make your family fall in love with them, so much so that when you break free from them, sometimes you lose your family members. They're so on the side of this person. They're so sure that this person could not have done the things that you said they did. And so you know that when I say that they can be extremely likable, that I'm not exaggerating. And so with R. Kelly being the type of superstar that he was, it was really, really difficult for people to believe that he had done the things he had done. The main point I'm making here for survivors is this. Learn from these stories, guys. Use these situations as studies in learning what behaviors to look out for. So Netflix has a special on R. Kelly. I want you guys, if you are able, if you're past a point in your abuse that you're not going to be triggered by this, I would like you to look at this documentary, because there are some telltale signs. Listen to what these women are saying. His wife is saying things like, he controlled me, I could not leave the house. This lady was basically a prisoner in her own home, guys. She had no idea what was going on the outside until it was too late. She knew that she was being mistreated, but it took her a long time to get to the point where she could actually come out and speak out about it. And believe it or not, and I'm sure you guys more believe this than not, she was blamed for a lot of it. People were saying, well, why didn't you tell anybody? You knew that he was doing these things to these girls. Why didn't you come out, you know? And so essentially they're victim blaming. Even though she was a victim as well, people did not see it that way. They wanted her to be the fall guy, to be responsible, when the truth of the matter is that R. Kelly controls his own behavior. So anyway, long story short, I want you guys to really look at these videos. Listen to these women. Listen to what these young girls are saying, how he lured them in. Listen to how people did not want to accept who he was. Listen to how he kept each individual separated. He kept them apart so that nobody could come together and really communicate and say, hey, listen, this guy's doing something horrible to us. Let's see if we can get together and break free from this. Really listen to the things that are being said. And some of you guys are going to identify with some of these behaviors. If you sit and listen to this documentary over and over again, you will see your abuser in this story. Okay, which a lot of us have experienced, where another victim is telling us, and a lot of times we can just tell, okay, this person, yep, they were abused by a narcissist. Yep. And they it's like they have a playbook that they study, and they basically mistreat their victims from this guidebook because they do similar things. And when you listen to these women speak, you just know that each of them is telling pretty much the same story. And you know that the first time you probably heard somebody else talk about their story, it almost sounded identical to your story. And you can be living on a completely different side of the world than this other person and still feel like, oh my God, this girl or guy is telling my story. It's almost identical to what happened to me. So I want you guys to use this as a way to be able to see the red flags a lot clearer, sooner, and be able to get out of these situations. Because one of the things that's common is that survivors tend to go into a cycle, not just with that one abuser, but a cycle of various abusers. And sometimes it takes us time to really see how our behavior, along with the abuser's behavior, is keeping us in that cycle of repeated abusive relationships. So I really want you guys to pay attention to what is being said. If you really want to know the signs, and a lot of you have been asking, how do I know when I first start dating or I first meet a person, how do I know if I'm dealing with a narcissist? Listen to what these women are saying. Listen to the beginning telltale signs of, you're gonna call me this and you're gonna call me that. They start almost from day one giving you small signals, testing you, trying to determine if you're gonna be a good person to inflict their abuse on. They're trying to determine this almost from the very beginning, learning what your weaknesses are, learning your vulnerabilities, asking you very pointed questions. Some of this stuff is just normal beginning dating relationship behavior, but a lot of it is to try to pin you up. They want to know every detail about who you are. They're digging for information so that they can enact abuse on you, okay? So that is what I wanted to get to you guys today. I wanted to tell you about R. Kelly's documentary. You can find it on Netflix. If you probably go to your search bar and just type in R. Kelly, it'll probably pop up. It is very, very upsetting. It's detailed. It's gruesome. So, you know, there is your warning about that, guys. It is not for children. It is not for people who are triggered by rape and things like that. It may not be for you. But for those of us who are really at that point in our healing that we want to know the signs, we want to know what this type of abuse looks like, it is definitely something you might want to look at and use for your own information, guys. So that is all that I have today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, share my videos with your friends and family, and I will see you guys on the next video.